I'm Josh with Skid Pro. Today we're taking a look at our wood chipper. I'm really proud and excited about this attachment. You know, we can build sophisticated equipment, we can build the highest end best of whatever in the market. Engineering is never the issue. But sometimes you got to understand when you bring something to market, it needs to be functional, it needs to fit the niche that it's intended for. And I think this one really hit that on the mark. We tried to build in quality at every aspect, but we also tried to be very careful on putting too much cost. Some chippers out in the industry on a skid loader can run over $10,000. There's just not enough demand for a product like that. We wanted a nuts and bolts, functional, quality unit that is going to work for a homeowner and also work for certain commercial settings where a guy needs to get far back in, and a skid loader is the best way to do it. When it comes to a hydraulic wood chipper, the absolute key is the drive system. How are you powering that heavy plate, that rotor inside that the blade's attached to? Is it efficient? Is it strong? Are you maximizing your performance? So very similar to how we do our stump grinders, there is one motor on this thing. We want that drive motor to suck up every last bit of power that's going into that chipper. That'll maximize our chipping force and our throughput. Let's take a little closer look at the drive system and the rotor. To access the rotor and the chipper blades, you simply remove one bolt from this back side. And you have complete access to the rotor. One of the reasons this chipper is so efficient is the precision cut, hardened tool steel blades for long life and sharp edge. Here you can see our bolt-on chipper blades. They're 6 inches in length and 2 inches wide. These blades are reversible, so it's like having a backup set in each. And you can also take them off and sharpen them and replace them as they wear. On the back side of our 25-inch rotor are 4 fan blades. They're very similar to the blades on our snowblower. They're cupped, they're 3.5 inches deep. Each fan blade has an air intake port that pulls in air and helps increase the discharge distance of the chips. Now we're going to take a look at the heart of the drive system on this chipper. All you have to do is remove 4 bolts and this motor cover comes right off. And you can see the direct drive motor into the drive shaft with cushion spider coupler, right into a bearing on both sides of the heavy rotor. That's what makes this so smooth. Again, one of the keys for this chipper is the direct drive. 100% of the oil output on the skid loader is going to power that direct drive motor and chip your branches. So we talked a little earlier about the feeder house. That's one of the distinct advantages we have. It's a self-feed feeder house. So we use gravity to feed the branches along with the rotor and the blades pulling them in, instead of using a horizontal conveyor and a motor to pull the branches in. Not only does that save cost, it delivers more power to the rotor that's doing the chipping. If we had a hydraulic motor on the feeder house, that would be stealing oil that wouldn't be used on the chipper. That's the key reason that we do that. The feeder house is sturdy. It's constructed of 11 gauge steel. It has a 28-inch diagonal opening, so it can fit a large amount of brush. One of the nice features too of the feeder house is it pulls up when it goes into storage to be more compact. Simply remove this lever here, remove 2 bolts at the bottom, pull up on the feeder house, lock it in, and it has a more compact position when you go to store it in your shop. That also allows you to have direct access to the rotor and the blades. So if you overload the feeder house and it jams up, you simply remove these 2 nuts and you have complete access to the cutting wheel from the feeder house. Here we have a replaceable rubber skirt. that helps reduce any debris coming back out of the feeder house. So we have our 2 chipping blades on the rotor itself, but we have an external third blade. We call it the twig breaker. That reaches into and close to the rotor. It's a third stationary impact point that helps reduce the size of the material before sending them up and out the discharge chute. Here's our discharge chute. It has 360-degree manual rotation. You simply grab the brass lever, pull up, and you can spin and then lock into whatever location you want. In addition to the 360-degree rotation, the top deflector allows you to change your discharge angle. It can be locked in any one of those positions. One of the things we talk about with all our attachments is frame and strength. 2 things that really stick out are the oversized skid shoes that run along each side of the chipper to give it a good, stable foundation. Those skid shoes are almost 3 inches wide and over 32 inches long. Again, just adds a lot of strength and rigidity to the frame of the chipper. On top of the heavy skid shoes, we have a 2-foot wide step on each side for easy cab access. We use the plate and the steps on each side and those shoes to all tie in together to give that base around the rotor and feeder house good strength. In addition to the direct drive motor, we help maximize the efficiency of this chipper with large 3/4 inch hoses, and then we have a pressure relief check valve right in the middle of those hoses. That check valve cushions the motor and the hydraulic system after you shut the skid loader off and the rotor is still spinning to a stop. And to top it all off, we take this very fast and efficient 4-inch capacity chipper and we give it a full 2-year warranty. If you have questions about this or any other Skid Pro attachment, call 877-378-4642 and talk to a product guru today. Or visit us online at www.skidpro.com.